Hi everyone, welcome to our latest video where we venture into the Dakotas. This is the first of many videos to come where we're in the Dakotas. Our first stop was in Fargo. We stayed at Lindenwood Park, which was right on the border of North Dakota and Minnesota. The Red River runs right alongside the park. We did a lot of biking here. We thought this park was really nice. We actually only booked one night originally because the reviews were just atrocious to this park and it was no refunds, so we were a little concerned about it. But once we got there, we really liked it. We biked everywhere. There's bike trails everywhere. There's a bridge that goes across the river and we biked into Minnesota. We actually ended up on the other side of the river and we were looking across and we were like, hey, wait a minute, there's our campsite. So we took some pictures. That was really fun. We really enjoyed our time in Fargo.
So while we were in Fargo, we also celebrated someone's birthday. It wasn't too much of an exciting birthday, unfortunately. Sorry, Kyle. But we did try to make the best of it. Hello, today is September 6th, and we are in Fargo, North Dakota, celebrating Kyle's birthday. Happy birthday, Kyle.
Thank you.
And we're riding bikes in Lindenwood Park, which is also where we're staying. Say happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to me.
One thing that we did do is drive all around the city. It was a great way to actually see the city, but they have like this art installment from many years ago where there's buffalo, whatever you want to call them, that were painted by different artists and placed around the city. Sometimes they're inside buildings and sometimes they're out, but we drove all around trying to find as many as we could, and they were super cool to find.
One thing that we've really found that was cool is that we've seen these buffalo now in some other towns, and some of that will probably be upcoming in our future videos.
So after Fargo, we headed south to a little town called Dell Rapids, which is just outside of Sioux Falls in South Dakota. We stayed at a county park there, had a great site. It was right on the end. We had a nice view of the river that cut through the town, and the park had really great like trails for biking or walking, and so we walked around quite a bit there. It was actually quite nice. You're gonna hurt yourself. So one of the reasons for our visit to Sioux Falls was actually to see the Sioux Falls. So one day during my lunch hour, we actually headed into the town of Sioux Falls, and right in the middle of the city is this giant area where the rapids actually are, and it was super cool. Lots of people go there just to hang out and spend time in the park. It's a nice area to have a picnic, and so we saw lots of people enjoying it. And the falls are super pretty. They're so big. I think over the course of the falls, like the water actually drops like 100 feet, but it was just super nice and super cool to see this giant waterfall right in the middle of a city.
So you might remember from our video in Superior, I got a part delivered for the fridge. It didn't work, so I determined that we needed a new board. So I had that ordered from eBay, and it was sent to us in Sioux Falls, sent general delivery. So I just go to the post office, give them my ID, get my part. Came back to the campground in Dell Rapids. I was all excited because I figured that the fridge would be working. If you remember, the problem was it wasn't lighting on gas. I had to light it manually. Electric side was fine, it wouldn't light. So got my new board out, took it all apart, put it all together. The last wire that I put on just made a little spark, and went to go inside, turn it on, and I couldn't even get the fridge to turn on at all. Push the button and it does nothing. So we went from having a fridge that would at least work on electric to not having a fridge at all. So I went to put the old part back in. Thought maybe I damaged the board when I created the spark. Put the old one back in, was a little more careful this time, no sparks, and went to turn it on, still nothing. So at this point, panic is setting in because we have a fridge full of stuff. So I decided to quick go to the gas station, get a couple blocks of ice to put in the fridge and the freezer to at least keep our stuff from getting ruined before I decided what to do next. After talking to a couple different RV dealerships, there's a board on the inside of the fridge, right in here, and we thought that maybe that spark fried this board out, and unfortunately I can only find one on eBay. So I have ordered one, and in a future video, hopefully we have a working fridge when I get my new board, and should be good to go. In the meantime, we've decided to go buy a mini fridge, and we're probably one of the only campers around that has a college dorm room mini fridge supplying their refrigeration needs.
We also visited Palisades State Park. The park wasn't terribly exciting for us. There were a few different trails that we hiked. A lot of people come to the park just to camp or have picnics, and also to rock climb. We did actually see someone climbing rocks, and I got a creepy video of them that I will show. But it was nice to walk along the river and see all the different rock formations. That's pretty much the popular thing here. And then they had a very nice meadow that I just really enjoyed walking through as well. One of the last things that we did was visit Devil's Gulch, and this place has a legend. And so where I'm walking across this bridge, there is apparently a story about how Jesse James kind of evaded capture by having his horse jump across the two different sides of this canyon. And so some people argue that that is not true, and some people argue that it is true, but the town kind of has embraced it, and that's kind of, I don't know, what they like to celebrate there. But we did walk around this Devil's Gulch area. It was very neat, lots of different rock things to see, and they had a creek that flows through it, but it was pretty cool.
We really enjoyed our time in Fargo and Dell Rapids. We actually extended the stay at both locations an extra day because we found so much to do and we're having such a good time. They were only supposed to be quick stops for us, but we ended up making them longer because we were having so much fun. So thanks for watching, everyone, and stay tuned next week for our first actual boondocking experience where we are at the wall at Badlands National Park.